We're joined live on the line from Lusaka by journalist Kennedy Gondwe. Kennedy, a sad day indeed for Zambia. What's the latest word from government on President Sata's death?
The latest is that the government has now officially confirmed, after a couple of hours of people not knowing what exactly had happened. The news broke on social media, and it took some hours for the government to confirm after they held a cabinet meeting. And according to what I'm picking from State House, there's currently a cabinet meeting that is going on, a continuation of that cabinet meeting, where they're supposed to decide on who will take over in an acting capacity until the time that Zambia will officially hold its elections in the next 90 days.
Now, Edgar, until now, the Defense Minister, Edgar Lunga, has been in charge during the President's illness. And you've said the cabinet is meeting. So what are we expecting in terms of who will take over now, especially according to the Constitution?
It's not very clear on who exactly is going to take over, but unconfirmed reports coming from State House indicate that the Vice President, Guy Scott, is going to act for now for a period of not exceeding 90 days, because that's when a presidential by-election is going to be held. But at the same time, there are people that think that Edgar Lungu is going to take over to act and possibly be floated as the ruling party's presidential candidate. So as it is, people are still guessing. There's been no official position on from government on who's going to act and who's going to be subsequently the ruling party's candidate during the elections.
Now, Kennedy, also President Sata had been ill for some time, and his death may not necessarily be a shock. But how are Zambians taking the news so far, especially considering that there appears to be a period of uncertainty ahead?
I think Zambians, to a larger extent, came to accept that the president was not well. For a very long time, the government kept this as a closely guarded secret. People saw the president losing huge amounts of weight. He was not the Michael Sata that people knew of 2-3 years ago. But the government kept on saying he's well, he's running government properly, until some 2-3 weeks ago, when there was official confirmation from government that he was actually going to seek medical treatment or check up abroad. At that moment, people then confirmed that whatever they were seeing on TV, the president losing health, indeed meant that he was not well. So there's shock, but not very much. I think it's something that people expected, and what they are looking forward to now is a presidential by-election to be held in the next 3 months.
All right, Kennedy, thank you so much for your time. We're speaking there to Kennedy Gondwe, a journalist in Lusaka. Now, let's get you more from London on the passing of President Michael Sata. CCTV's Dan Whitehead joins us there. Michael, now, Michael Sata's death has been confirmed by the government, as we've heard there, Dan. Any indication when his body will be returned to Zambia?
Well, I've just got off the phone to the Zambia High Commission here in London, and they have told me that urgent meetings are currently underway. They are carrying out those meetings in conjunction with, of course, the cabinet meeting, which is taking place in Zambia at the moment. I've been told by the High Commission that they expect a decision on plans for the repatriation of Michael Sata's body to be confirmed at around 4 p.m. Nairobi time. That's around 1 o'clock here in the UK. I was told, however, that it will be Saturday at the earliest before his body is returned to Zambia. Of course, he died at around 11 o'clock in the evening UK time last night, and by the time the staff at the High Commission were in, they are now running around and holding those urgent meetings to formalise those plans. But the news here out of the High Commission is that it will be Saturday at the earliest before those plans are formalised and his body can return to Zambia.
Now, Dan, there hasn't been very much detail on the reasons or behind Michael Sata's passing, but he did pass away at the King Edward Hospital. What does that hospital specialise in?
Well, it's nondescript in terms of the care it specialises in. However, it does describe itself as London's foremost private hospital. It is the hospital of choice for senior royals here in the United Kingdom. The patron of the hospital is the British Queen, and Prince Philip, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate, have all received treatment there over previous years. It is a private hospital. It offers a very high level of care. It places itself as I say, is one of the foremost private hospitals in terms of the expertise of its consultants and doctors. But there is nothing really available to give a hint to us as to the reasons for the president's death. Of course, the government line, which we're still seeing this morning, is that he was suffering an undisclosed illness. He came to the UK on the 19th of October, a little over a week ago. So that is all we know in terms of exactly what the cause of his death is.
Dan, what is the British government saying so far on the death of Michael Sata?
I received a statement from the Foreign Office in the last half an hour or so. This is from the Foreign Secretary, Philip Hammond. I'll read it to you. He said that he is saddened to hear of the death of President Michael Sata. He played a commanding role in the public life of his country over 3 decades as governor of Lusaka, as the holder of several ministerial positions in the 1990s, and as the main opposition leader, and of course, finally as president. Philip Hammond goes on to say that he would like to offer his condolences to his family and the Zambian people at this time. That is a statement that's been released in the last hour or so from the British Foreign Office. We will no doubt get further reaction from influentials here in the United Kingdom, given the, of course, history over the last 50 years between Zambia and the UK.
All right, Dan, thanks very much for those details. We're speaking there to Dan Whitehead in London.